Hello, this presentation covers basic food safety practices for you pick or pick your own markets. My name is Lynette Johnson, and I am a food safety extension specialist at North Carolina State University. I appreciate this opportunity to share this information to fresh produce growers. Inviting customers to your farm is a great way to educate consumers about agriculture and how and where our food is produced. This presentation is intended to help you pick produce operators in reducing on-farm food safety risk. By implementing best practices, you can minimize the occurrence of foodborne hazards like norovirus, salmonella, or pathogenic E. coli. Many of these food safety best practices that we will cover are indeed the foundation for the FDA's Food Safety Modernization Act, also known as the Produce Safety Rule, which is intended to increase the safety and perhaps the quality of produce as well. It is likely that many of your visitors have never been to a farm, so communicating basic food safety information is extremely important. Written communication through signage can reinforce verbal messages from staff and can demonstrate your commitment to safety. First off, hand washing is a critical practice to reduce the risk of foodborne disease. As we all know, people can be carriers of bacteria and viruses, and hand washing can reduce the spread of diseases. You pick operations that sell ready-to-eat food must provide and communicate to visitors the importance of washing their hands before handling produce. To avoid hand washing stations from actually being a source of contamination, these hand washing stations must include clean water, that is, water that has no detectable E. coli as per the produce safety rule, and it's best to use potable water, that is, drinking water, and certainly not water from a pond or other surface waters. It also must include soap. Liquid soap is ideal. Keep in mind that the use of hand sanitizers is not a substitute for soap. Paper towels or some type of drying device must also be included, and a catch basin or bucket for the wastewater must be included as well. And finally, include a trash can for disposal of trash. Hand washing stations must be readily accessible from restrooms, and it is a good idea to provide them at the entrance of a picking field, and if offered, in locations where food is consumed. If farms provide an opportunity for the public to pet animals, it is critical that hand washing stations are nearby. Again, signs are helpful and can provide useful reminders of when and how to properly wash hands. Whether it's a porta-john or a fully functional facility, a restroom must be provided and readily accessible for visitors and workers. It's a good idea to have signs directing visitors to the restroom that are placed in multiple areas throughout the farm, such as near the entrance and by purchasing stands. Restrooms, including portable toilets, should be cleaned at least daily and must be easily accessible by visitors and workers. Keep a restroom cleaning log, which includes dates and times of cleaning and restocking of toilet paper, soap, and other supplies. This log also communicates to your customers that cleanliness is important to your operation. Make it clear to visitors that diapers should be changed only in the designated areas. Sanitary trash receptacles should be provided. And finally, toilets should not contribute as a source of contamination to food or food contact surfaces. Toilet waste should be well contained and not leak into the fields. As mentioned, diseases can be easily transmitted between people, animals, and/or touching objects. Clearly communicate that visitors and employees experiencing diarrhea, jaundice, or vomiting, or other symptoms of foodborne illness must not participate in on-farm activities. Information regarding this policy should be posted within a sign at the entrance of the UPIC operation. It's wise to also include this information in promotional material and perhaps the operations website. Provide customers with clean and sanitized picking containers. It's ideal for UPIC operators to maintain greater control of risk and provide containers rather than allowing the customers to bring their own container. Reusable plastic containers must be washed with clean water and detergent, as well as sanitized according to the sanitizer label between uses. Store the containers in a protected, clean, and covered area off the ground. Let's face it, handling money can be a dirty job. Paper money can reportedly carry more germs than a household toilet. So it's important to wash hands between handling money and handling produce or touching food contact surfaces. If possible, it's a great idea to designate an individual to be in charge of handling money, and that individual should not directly touch produce. We love our pets, but they should be excluded from your farm. In fact, the produce safety rule prohibits pets on covered farms. However, service animals are allowed as long as the animal does not serve as a source of contamination to the produce or food contact surfaces. While they are allowed, they should be leashed and their waste properly disposed of. Excluding wildlife from produce fields is difficult to manage. However, strategies to reduce interaction of produce and animals should be implemented. Fencing can be used to deter entrance into the field. A daily field check should also be done to areas that are meant to be harvested. Areas of a field that show evidence of animal intrusion or contamination should be roped off and damaged product removed and not sold. Encourage customers to notify you of any signs of animal presence or droppings in the field. In order to better oversee your business and the actions of your customers, it's important to consider restricting access to designated areas on the farm. For example, it is not ideal to have customers walking through areas where pesticides are stored, or perhaps in areas where evidence of animal intrusion occurred. Product consumption in the field. For many, this is hard to control, but it's important to remind customers that all fruit and vegetables should be washed before being consumed. Signage may help reduce the likelihood of eating unwashed produce with messages about non-payment and/or health risk. If a farm stand is offering samples of cut produce, it must be at refrigerated temperatures to avoid growth of harmful microorganisms. Samples should be protected during display with covers and pre-cut portions to minimize customer handling. While SARS-CoV-2, the virus responsible for the disease COVID-19, is not a foodborne disease, there are specific measures that Pick Your Markets or Pick Your Own Markets should include, in addition to any local health requirements that we can include to reduce the likelihood of viral transmission among customers and employees. Many of these align with food safety management strategies. These include providing clean and adequate hand washing stations, maintaining physical distance, wearing a face mask or covering, and cleaning and disinfecting high-touch surfaces such as doorknobs and areas where payment transactions take place. As we embark on another season of strawberry harvesting, our team wishes growers much success. This includes many happy customers on farms learning about agriculture and appreciating where our food comes from, all while practicing safety and reducing the risk of foodborne disease.